Hi, welcome to my PHP tutorial. This is a list of suggestions how you should use this video. The notes for this video can be found here, which is loaded here. And we stop at example 2. Okay, and in this video we are going to talk about validation, because in the last video we finished example 2 and we did not actually run W3C markup validation. So how do we do the validation? How do we find the error? For those of you who are going to do assignments for this class, it's very important, because if there are validation errors, 2 points will be taken off for each error. And also it's important that your website have no error when you publish it. So let me quickly bring up example 2 where we stopped. So first, of course, you want to start your Apache, and then you want to bring out your Windows Explorer to find your file. Your file was in C drive, temp, my PHP, EG002 basic. So let's open that. Let me open this on the right side, and let's see the output. The output, of course, is in localhost, which we loaded here. Okay, of course. Okay, and you go to your EG002, you think, hey, everything looks great, right? You have your table, it should be fine, there should be no error, so on and so forth. But to be safe, let's validate. Okay, when you validate, you need to bring up the markup validator page. Okay, W3C validator, and validate by direct input. You can validate HTML file before you convert it to a PHP file, but you may still make mistake when you code PHP. So a good time to validate is actually when everything is over. You finish your PHP file, you right click on it, and say you want to view source. You will see all the HTML documents. So you select, use the shift key to select all the HTML code, do a copy, or you can Ctrl+C to copy, come over here, Ctrl+V to paste, and you're going to see an error message. You will see one error. It says that no P element in scope, but a P tag, PN tags in whatever that means. It's somewhere in 989. So let's go to 989. We can keep it's not the 989 here, but the 989 in the HTML. So if you go to 89, you see that, hey, that's the error. It says that, hey, you have an MP tag, but there's no begin P tag. I do have a begin P tag here. So what is the problem? Oh, then you realize that you should have end the P tag before the table starts. So if you put this P here, you should solve the problem. So let's try that. So come over here and say, if I fix that problem, if I put this P, Ctrl+X to cut, okay, move it above your table, Ctrl+V to paste, and check, okay, no error. So you found an error, so let's go and fix the problem. The problem is actually in your PHP file. You have a P here, line 129. Cut it, put it somewhere before the table. So before this table, you should end the p tag. So you can close your PHP open your PHP here, and you can put an MP tag here. So this is HTML, PHP, HTML, PHP table, HTML. Okay, so we end the P tag. Control S to save. Control S to save. Okay. And double check. Come over here, reload. Right click, view source. Copy everything. Come over here. Control V to replace everything. Check. You should see no error message. So you fix the problem. Okay. So that is pretty easy to fix. So this is typical HTML problem that you have when you code your PHP. Okay. I'm not very good at creating error, but let me create an error. This time let me create a PHP error. Let's say here I'm going to delete that. I know what the problem is. Control S to save. Come over here. You don't really see the error here because what happened is they just join the two tables together. Or worse, if you have no this table, you will never see the error here. So I created a pretty obvious HTML error hidden in PHP. It still works, right? But if you validate, you're going to get a bunch of errors. So if you validate here, paste here, check, you have 3 errors. 990 is the table. Somewhere here you have the table, and then it also says that later you have other problems. Okay, 91 you have a problem, so you have a problem here, a problem here. If you look carefully, that's the error. So you can go back, fix that problem, put a slash in. Okay, error solved. Let's solve the root. Come over here, you say, hey, that's my error. I have an open table. I did not close my table, so let's close my table. Save. Okay, let's save. View source. Alright, problem solved. Okay, so I show 2 errors. One error is due to the HTML code. The other error is how I code PHP, although it's also a HTML error, but it's due to my PHP code. So make sure that you validate your HTML document. Validate your PHP document by view source. Okay, and try to fix it here. Alright, it's a good idea to run this in the process of coding, not at the end, because at the end a lot of errors can happen. It's very difficult to find out what's wrong. Alright, okay, that's a good place to stop. Thanks for watching. About validation. Okay, again, validation is very important, although a lot of people don't really care about it, but if you do my assignment, you need to validate your files. Thank you. Bye.